Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my Think Journal. It's a bright Monday, and we thank the Almighty God once again. I want to give my thought on the debate that is ongoing about who is a shareholder of the government and who is supposed to benefit from government projects or maybe government policies. To begin with, Kenya as a republic is a democratic country, and Kenyans always go to elections to elect their governments. And it is always a democratic right for any Kenyan citizen to choose between those contesting for any elective position. And no Kenyan shall be penalized on who they decide to elect as a member of parliament, as an MCA, as a governor, or as even the president of the republic. And after elections, all of us remain to be members of a government. And the president that is elected is always a symbol of national unity. And therefore, when I always get of the deputy president, Bwana Rigathi Gachagua, who is my good friend, talk about their shareholders in this government and those who participated, those who elected this government are the ones who are having shares in that government. I sharply disagree with that idea because the reason as to why I would choose to support anybody contesting for any political position is because that I agree with their policies and I feel that they are best to hold those positions. But that does not mean that the opponent candidate is not fit for those positions. But from where I sit, I believe that my candidate is the best to sit in those positions and to steer the country forward. And therefore, for those who participated in electing Kenya Kwanza government, and luckily it is Kenya Kwanza government that is ruling this country, I want to say that congratulations because they won the elections, are the ones who are ruling. Elections were done, and it is now time for the government to serve the people of Kenya without checking into who elected this government and who didn't elect this government. And in government positions, it is meritocracy that is always checked into to choose or to appoint those who are going to hold government positions, especially cabinet secretary positions. And that is the reason after the president has appointed cabinet secretaries, then they are always approved by parliament. What parliament checks into is, are they qualified for those positions? Yes. And therefore, after that is done, they're going to hold those positions if they're approved by parliament. Once a government is constructed, then the president who is elected, he is supposed to equally share resources amongst all parts of this country. And therefore, any person who would claim that those that elected the president are the ones who are supposed to benefit from government projects, government allocations, that is very wrong. And therefore, I would honestly, sincerely ask the deputy president to refrain from this because Kenyans don't want to listen to who elected who and who didn't elect who. And that is the reason if the life standard increases in this country, it is not only for those who elected the government, and it is for all Kenyans. If the price of unga, for example, is at 200 shillings, all Kenyans, despite your political affiliation, shall buy that unga at 200 shillings. If the price of fuel increases or drops, it drops for all Kenyans. If for example, they're giving fertilizers, the fertilizer is supposed to be given to all farmers in the country, irrespective of the position or irrespective of who you affiliated yourself before the elections. And when President William Ruto was elected, He's democratically elected as President of the Republic of Kenya. He's not the president of Kenya Kwanza members. And that is the reason a president is always a symbol of national unity. It means he shall go through a process. Election is a process through which we get a national figure who shall always check into all Kenyans despite who they elected. And leave alone even that. If it is not for democracy, then we shall just be appointing leaders to positions. Therefore, they shall work for those who appointed them, or those who appointed them shall have shares in that government. So once an election is done, then we should dust that and move forward towards ensuring that the country is brought together. Because when you're collecting tax, it is all Kenyans that collect tax. It's not only those that elected the government that are going to collect tax that is going to be brought back to people in form of developments. So if the president, for example, is touring Coastal Province, if the president is touring Nyanza, if the president is touring Mount Kenya, then is touring those areas as the president of the republic and a symbol of national unity. And his main interest is to ensure that he ensures the country is one because he's a symbol of national unity. That is my take. I don't know your take. Thank you.